Let's talk about your daily routines. Ever feel like a huge chunk of your day just happens without you really thinking about it? Well, today we're diving deep into the hidden science behind your habits and how they literally build your life.
You know that feeling, right? Like you drive all the way to work and suddenly realize you have absolutely no memory of the trip? Or maybe you just find your phone in your hand and you don't even remember deciding to pick it up. Does it ever feel like you're just going through the motions?
Well, here's the thing. That feeling is real. You are on autopilot. And it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's all thanks to an incredibly powerful feedback loop that your brain uses to automate, well, pretty much everything it can.
So, to really get a handle on how these automatic habits are built, we need to look under the hood. We have to understand the engine that powers the whole system. And that engine, my friends, runs on one simple thing: pleasure. Let's talk about the brain's reward system. Okay, so deep inside your brain is this network called the reward system. And honestly, it's an evolutionary masterpiece. It's designed to do one thing really well: get us to repeat behaviors that are crucial for survival, like eating or connecting with other people. And it does that by giving us a little hit of pleasure. The key chemical messenger making all this magic happen, that's the famous one: dopamine. So how does this whole thing work in practice? Let's break it down. Say you see a delicious-looking cookie. That's step one: perception. Instantly, a part of your brain called the VTA just lights up. Then, boom, the VTA shoots out a flood of dopamine. That's what creates that, ooh, that feels good sensation. And, most importantly, your brain makes a little mental note that says, hey, that was amazing, we should definitely do that again. And this is the part you really have to get about dopamine. It's not just about feeling good. It's a teacher. It's the chemical signal that screams, pay attention, this was important. It's what forges the connection between an action and a reward. It is, quite literally, the engine of motivation. So we know this system is powerful, but how powerful? I want you to just look at this number for a second. 7,500. What on earth could that mean? Well, it comes from a landmark experiment that revealed the raw, unfiltered power of the brain's drive for a reward. So back in 1954, researchers set up this experiment where a rat could press a lever to get a tiny, direct jolt of electrical pleasure right in its brain's reward center. The result was just staggering. The rat became completely obsessed. It ignored food, it ignored water. It just stood there and pressed that lever again and again and again, 7,500 times in 12 hours, until it literally collapsed from pure exhaustion. That is how powerful this system is.
All right, so we've established that this reward system is no joke. It's incredibly powerful. Now let's connect the dots and see exactly how this system builds those automatic pilots that run our daily lives, our habits.
It really all comes down to this elegant little model, the habit loop. It's a super simple three-step pattern that is running in the background for every single habit you have. It starts with a cue, which leads to a routine, which results in a reward. The cue is the trigger, the routine is the action, and the reward is the payoff that tells your brain, yep, lock that in for next time. Let's make this real. The cue might be seeing that box of donuts in the office break room. The routine? Grabbing one, obviously. And the reward? That immediate hit of sugar and that sweet, sweet dopamine. Or how about this one? The cue is the feeling of exhaustion at the end of a long day. The routine is to collapse on the couch and just mindlessly scroll through social media. The reward is a sense of distraction and entertainment. You see the pattern, right? Now, here's the crucial tipping point. A behavior becomes a truly automatic habit when a craving enters the picture. Your brain gets so efficient at this loop that just seeing the cue, the donuts on the counter, is enough to trigger an intense craving for the reward. You're not consciously choosing anymore. That craving is what's driving the bus. It's a pretty elegant and efficient system, right? But what happens when this system gets hijacked? What happens when this powerful, habit-forming machine starts working against you? This is where we have to talk about addiction. At its core, addiction is the brain's learning system gone completely haywire. It's what happens when a substance or a behavior gives your brain a reward so unnaturally large that it overstimulates the system, reinforcing that habit loop so powerfully that the routine becomes compulsive. You can't stop, even when a part of you knows it's destructive. So look at the difference here. Natural rewards, like a good meal, give you a nice, healthy little bump of dopamine. But addictive substances, that's not a bump, that's a tidal wave. And when your brain gets hit by that tsunami over and over, it actually starts to rewire itself. Pretty soon, normal pleasures feel dull and bland. Your brain starts needing that massive hit just to feel okay.
And this isn't just about drugs. Our modern world is a minefield for hijacking this system. We now know that even just the anticipation of a reward, like the ding of a text message, activates these pathways. And social validation, oh yeah, every like, every follow, every positive comment is a tiny little dopamine hit, activating the exact same reward centers. Is it any wonder we get hooked on our phones? So, okay, this might be sounding a little intense. This system is powerful, and it can be hijacked, so what can we actually do about it? The great news is, once you understand the system, you can learn how to hack it. Let's get into some practical, science-backed strategies. Strategy number 1 is the simplest and often the most effective. Just avoid the trigger. Out of sight, out of mind, right? If the cue isn't there, the habit loop never even gets started. Want to eat less junk food? Don't walk down the snack aisle at the store. It's proactive, and it works. All right, strategy number 2, add friction. Make the bad habit harder to do. See, your brain is fundamentally lazy. It loves the path of least resistance, so use that. If you want to stop checking your phone first thing in the morning, leave it charging in another room overnight. By making the routine just a little bit harder, you disrupt that automatic flow.
And this one might be the most powerful of all. Swap the routine. This is brilliant. You keep the same cue and the same reward, but you just insert a new, better routine in the middle. So if your cue is feeling stressed and the reward you crave is relief, instead of smoking a cigarette, you swap in a new routine, like going for a quick walk. You're hijacking your own habit loop for good. Now, this habit loop is a fantastic model. It really is. But it's not the entire story. The reality of being human is, of course, a little bit more complex. So let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. I absolutely love this analogy from psychologist Dr. Benjamin Gardner. He says to think of your impulses like a bunch of babies in a nursery, all crying for your attention at once. Your habit is one of those babies. But so are your intentions, your goals, your feelings of stress or tiredness. And at any given moment, your brain acts on whichever impulse is crying the loudest. So what does that mean for us? It means that building a new, healthy habit is a huge step, but it doesn't make you invincible. There are going to be days when the I'm exhausted impulse is screaming its head off, and it's going to drown out your new go-to-the-gym habit. And that's okay. That's normal. It just means that having a backup plan for those tough moments is absolutely crucial for long-term success. And that leaves us with one last thought. Your brain is this constant conversation, or maybe a shouting match between your automatic habits and your conscious intentions. Both are creating impulses. Both are fighting for control. So, take a second and ask yourself, in your life right now, which one is shouting louder?